Destination, container field. Preparing for thruster ignition. Please hold on.
Approaching container field.
I'm picking up latent radiological activity in that area.
Something must have contaminated the cargo.
There's no way we'll get a clear read on the anomaly with all that interference. You'll need to find the source of the radiation and jettison it.
My scanner should help me track down the culprit.
Best guess, I'd say you're looking for levels around 80 or 90 decigrays. If you get into trouble, remember you can use the Fury module's induction panel to recharge your shields.
Most of the containers do not appear to be damaged.
I really wish it were better than most. Losing even a single container of helium-3 is a huge financial loss. But I suppose this is the wrong time to worry about a little smudge on my record.
Radiation absorption at 30 decigrays and climbing.
You're getting warmer. Watch yourself.
Agitated deuterium ions detected.
Deuterium? That's a hydrogen isotope. How'd that end up in one of our helium-3 containers?
Unclear. The processing line is configured to scrub any excess hydrogen.
Ah, sod it. For now, let's just deal with the contamination. I'll dispatch a Fury to remove the irradiated container. Wait, something's wrong.
What is it?
I can't get the Fury transport to decouple from the container on the upper rack.
I can throw the manual override on the Fury's hitch. Stand by. I'll make my way up there now.
Shields at 50%. Shields at 30%.
The Fury's stuck on the upper rack. Throwing the manual override should get it moving.
Shields at 95%. Shields at 50%.
I need to throw the manual override for the Fury's hitch.
Shields at 30%. Shields at 95%. Shields at 50%. Shields at 30%. Shields at 95%.
Approaching Fury transport.
Careful. Once you decouple the transport's hitch, the autopilot's likely to kick in. So either get clear or find something to hold on to.
Fury hitch released.
Autopilot's taking over. So far, so good. Ah! Jack? Are you all right?
Affirmative. But the container was breached. The contamination is spreading.
Well, that certainly didn't go as planned. Okay, I've got an idea. If I release the container's maglocks, the Fury should just carry it away. Or it would if the controls were actually responding. You know what? Screw it. Just cut the power. Maybe that'll do it.
Considering the damage, are you sure that's wise?
Wise? Definitely not. But will it work? Only one way to find out.
Do I need to mention this is a gross violation of protocol?
It's either this or risk contaminating the entire shipment. Sometimes you just have to improvise. Ah! Holy What the hell just happened?
Explosive decompression. The escaping gas caused the container to jettison itself.
Okay, so not exactly what we were aiming for, but... well, I suppose that takes care of our radiation problem. Good work. The sensor should be able to scan the anomaly free of interference. Jack, looks like everything's back up and running.
Affirmative.
Grab a Fury and head for the depleted dig site. I'll fill you in on the way. Hold on. Something's wrong with that Fury transport.
The one that collided with the container. What's wrong with it?
I'm really not sure. It's moving erratically, veering wildly off its flight path.
Could be a problem with the Fury's flight dynamics.
Probably just need to reset the navcom. If you get a chance, would you mind looking into it?
Copy that.
And I'm not sure, but I think we might need to resynchronize the container field's inventory control system.
Are these issues urgent?
Not really. Neither one's going to keep us from scanning the anomaly. Consider them both secondary priorities. Good work, Jack.
What is it?
Nothing. I'm sorry, it was like watching some sort of weird robot rodeo. Cowboy Jack ropes himself a Fury.
Do I get a hat?
A hat, fancy boots, shiny spurs. We'll fix you right up. Till then, you can just leave the Fury where it is. I'll have Hera run some diagnostics on it before I can reconnect the remote link.
Copy that. I'm moving on.
Happy trails, partner. This is Captain Olivia Rhodes. Personal log entry for... God, has it been 2 months already? Time flies when you're running an entire mining operation alone, I suppose. Well, not completely alone. That's the catch, isn't it? This new Series 11 android they've assigned me, Echo 1, he's like a second crew member. I'm not just talking about all the work he gets done, either. It's the questions, I think. He's always asking them. Why do I do this? What does that phrase mean? On and on. And the way he'll stare at things sometimes, like he's trying to deconstruct them. It reminds me of... well... I called him Jack the other day. Completely by accident. It just slipped out. Had to take a moment after that. It has to mean something, though, doesn't it?
Liv, you were right. The inventory control system is out of sync.
Probably got knocked off cycle by one of those pulses. In order to resynchronize the inventory system, you'll have to quickly scan each of the 3 I.O. ports in the container field.
Hera, mark the location of each I.O. port on my HUD.
Once you scan the first I.O. port, you'll have roughly 70 seconds to scan the other 2. If you don't make it, the system will reset and you'll have to start again.
That's 1.
Clock is running. 70 seconds.
"50 seconds remaining."
1 more to go.
Success. Inventory control station synchronized.
That was impressive.
It wasn't all that difficult. After all, I was specifically designed to handle these types of demanding situations.
Plus, you're incredibly modest.
Thank you.
Select your destination. Destination, depleted dig site. Preparing for thruster ignition. Please hold on.
I've reached the depleted dig site. Are you in position?
Just arrived. Go ahead and bring it online. I'll manage the power supply from here.
Affirmative. I'll activate the site's generator.
Right. Just make sure you've completed all your other tasks before you get started. This scan could take a while, and I'll need you there.
The site's generator is still in working order. I'll get it up and running.
Good. That should bring the sensor online.
I'll need to reboot the generator before we can proceed. This junction switch should allow me to adjust the power flow. I'll need to reboot the generator before we can proceed.
Dig site generator online. Core samples processing. All systems nominal.
This site's generator can only power a few systems at a time. I'll need to make sure its power junction is directed towards the sensor array. Power rerouted. Liv, how are your energy readings?
So far, so good. Head to the sensor and bring it online.
Sensor reached.
Look for the main control console. You should be able to activate the sensor from there.
Sensor powering on.
Confirmed. You'll need to rotate the dish so it faces the anomaly before we can get a clear reading. Jack, it's working. The signal's getting stronger. Keep going.
The array is now pointed at the epicenter of the anomaly.
Perfect. Give me a minute to process the data. What the... Jack, what happened? I lost my connection to the sensor.
Energy spike from the anomaly. I think it blew the fuse.
Shit. Those sensors are sealed before deployment. Okay, you'll need to cut through to access the fuse box.
This has to be against protocol.
Well, I find it's easier to get things done if you think of the field manual as guidelines, rather than regulations.
The filament popped. We'll need a new one.
There should be plenty of spare fuses around. Look for a replacement.
Power level stabilizing.
Good. Let's get the sensor back online so we can finish the scan.
Sensors back online.
Connection established. Now we just need to realign the array.
Signal synchronized. Scanning inner horizon.
Liv, array is realigned. Can you confirm? Liv, do you copy?
I think it worked, Jack. I picked up something on the oscilloscope. I'm patching the audio through. Do you hear that? What the hell? hell is this? Ah!
Liv. Olivia.
Jack, I need you. Find a Fury transport and get back here now.
Select your destination.
Jack! Over here! Thank God for you. It just switched on.
Captain Rhodes, sitrep, please.
The automatic release protocols aren't working. I'm wedged between the trolley and the rail. Can you see a way to get me out?
Negative. It's trapped beneath the cowl.
The access cover. If you cut through the bolts, we can get a look inside. There!
Anomaly detected. Proximity alert.
Jack?
The pulse knocked out my cutting tool.
Jack!
Rebooting.
Look! The anomaly is changing. What the hell? Jack, are you seeing? Oh my God.
Cutting
Shit!
tool back online.
Incoming,
Liv.
Jack! Cut the panel!
Olivia, everything is going to be fine.
That's it! You got it!
Mark.